What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back on another post-game recap as the Lakers finally, and I say this wholeheartedly, finally snap the losing streak. They stop it at 3 in a row. They beat the Miami Heat 117 to 108, baby. Freaking go over. Long time coming. Long time coming. 3-game losing streak. It felt eternal because there was some losses in between the break. It felt like we haven't won in forever, y'all. And the Lakers improved to 21-17. And it was just an all-around great second half. This game is the epitome of a tale of two halves. First half, disgusting. Okay, the first half was nasty. We gave up what we give up? 38 points in the first quarter, 28 in the second quarter, guys. And then we only scored 54 of our own. So we were down 14 at the half. Okay, but that third quarter, we came in here locked in. You know, we scored 29, we hold them to 19, and then we won the game in the fourth quarter after being only down 2 in the fourth quarter. After going down 14 in the first half, we made a complete comeback. Feels like the first comeback of the season, really. I'm sure there was another one, but this one feels like the first one in a while. And we end up beating the Miami Heat 117 to 108 in what was a complete effort from the roster. The role players stepped up in the second half. What's up, everybody? Welcome. So beautiful. What up? Nate Solo. He said, finally, I can sleep easy. Me too, fam. This one was overdue. I'm sorry you had a stressful day, Kate. I'm glad we won. Shout out to Die Hard for being out there with me as my guest over on Playback. That was a lot of fun. A roller coaster. Talk about, again, this team has been a roller coaster. I told you guys pregame what we needed to do in order to win. We did it. Anthony Davis, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Complete game for him. Rui had a big game in the absence of Dorian Finney-Smith. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 assist. Okay, I like the 8 rebounds. It's my favorite part. I know he could get buckets, but the 8 rebounds goes. LeBron, man, he turned up, especially in that second half. 22 points, 9 assists, 2 steals. AR had 14 points, 14 assists. Shout out to him for passing. Max Christie, who continues to come along nicely with 16 points on 50% shooting from the field and 3 for 7 from beyond the arc with 2 steals and 3 rebounds. And then Gabe Vincent actually chipped in. And this was a Gabe Vincent revenge game. Gabe Vincent played so good, he earned his spot in my thumbnail. I mean, really, really nice, man. Really, really nice game by Gabe Vincent here, who dropped 14 points efficiently on 6 for 9 from the field and 2 for 5 from beyond the arc with 4 assists, with 1 block and a steal. And I guess he really wanted to send his message. Gabe Vincent, play every game like you're playing against your former team, the Miami Heat, because if you can give us this type of production consistently off the bench, it would take us to another level. But again, very proud of this team because, man, I'm telling you right now, it's they made the run. They made the comeback we've been waiting for 3 games ago. And they finally did it in that second half, and the rest was history. But everything we needed, we said take care of the basketball during pregame. Guess what? They did exactly just that. We only had 7 turnovers. I said keep it under 15 to win. We had 7, and we forced the Miami Heat into 20 of them things. So we were the better, poised, more disciplined team tonight. We were the better team. Very happy, man. Happy birthday, Tiger. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, man. My guy said, thank God the Lakers won a freaking game. It feels like forever, right? Hadn't we won one in the new year? I think this is our first win of the new year because we took a break in between. So I believe this is the first win of the new year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was long overdue, guys, and we needed this victory, especially in the Western Conference, because the Western Conference is so tight, y'all. I'm going to show y'all the NBA standings right now. I'm going to show you how tight that Western Conference is. It is tight. It is. And we're not talking Kim Kardashian tight. We're talking a different kind of tight. Check this out. Let me share the screen right here. Western Conference, y'all. Let's see if I can pull it up. There it is. Check it out. Check it out. This win out moves us up one spot, I think. No, actually, I think we're still in the 6th slot. It hasn't updated yet, but there was tons of important games around the NBA today. And every game is going to be different for the Western Conference. Every game can either move you up or move you down. And thank God the Lakers beat an Eastern Conference team, because every time we lose to an Eastern Conference team, it is disappointing. By the way, did the Clippers just really smoke the Brooklyn Nets 98-49? That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. But yeah, let's see who the Spurs lost tonight. So that's good because they're on our heels. They lost to Memphis, so that's not good. The Dallas Mavericks lost tonight to the Pelicans. That's another good thing for us in the Western Conference. Who else? The Denver Nuggets lost tonight. That's another team who's ahead of us, to the Houston Rockets, who seem to be more than legit this year. The Golden State Warriors beat the Timberwolves, who's also on our heels. So I guess I don't really root for the Warriors or nothing, but I guess they lost as well. But yeah, definitely a good victory for our Lakers. It was a wholesome one too, man. City of Los Angeles needs all the victories we can get right now, and we did everything in that second half. I saw the sense of urgency turn up from this Laker roster. Like, it just completely turned all the way up in the second half, and we were just a different ball club. But I hope that the Lakers bottle up that sense of urgency we had in that second half and move it forward. Still, we got out rebounded 37-34. There were still lineups I didn't like out there with Jackson Hayes involved. I think I'm over Jackson Hayes at this point. And again, at home, we tend to have more assists. Tonight, we had 33 assists compared to the Miami Heat's 25 assists. So we were sharing that rock. We had 12 steals. We had 4 blocks. And again, the 7 total turnovers is key. We had 60 points in the paint to their 36. So we did not settle tonight for three-pointers, which I love. We only shot 34. Remember, last game we had like 46 three-pointers. And that was a huge difference right there, man. Huge difference. Dan, I think we won against Portland on New Year's. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I wasn't sure, but I'm glad you confirmed it right there. Vern said Lakers finally beat an over 500 team. Listen, the Lakers show what they're capable of in that second half. We're capable of much more than this. We got our 21st victory of the season. We are tied with the Clippers with 21 victories each. Actually, I think the Clippers might have got their 22nd tonight. But the Nuggets lost tonight. They have 17 losses now, just like us. So we got to make sure, I think, we win those matchups. The next time we face them, that was going to be even more crucial of a game. But all in all, guys, what I liked tonight the most was the way the Lakers played as a unit. All right, we had, like I said, let me see how many guys in double figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures. That is a recipe for success, right? 6 guys. All 5 players in the start lineup were in double figures, and then the 6th one was Gabe Vincent. So again, without Dorian Finney-Smith there, this was huge. And then the Miami Heat, meanwhile, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in double figures. Still pretty good for them. Tyler Hero went off in the first half. Second half, not so much. So he tried to play hero, but he's not our hero, not today. Thank God. But yeah, man, I'll tell y'all, we still have lots of room for improvement for sure. Even though we didn't turn the ball over tonight, we didn't settle for threes. I think that's huge. I think that should be a huge part of our identity moving forward. We should not be a three-point shooting team. Yes, we can hit three-pointers. Yes, we can, right? Yeah, as a matter of fact, tonight, we shot at a decent clip. We shot 13 for 34 from beyond the arc. That's 38%. But we're not a 40% three-point shooting team. Therefore, we should never take more than 35. I think 35 should be the limit. But shout out to Rui. We needed him to step up big time in the absence of our depth there. Obviously, no Dorian Finney-Smith. Congratulations to him. Newborn baby. And he stepped up big time, admirably, too. Like I said, he had 23 points and 8 rebounds. Okay, that's what I need him to do. For me, it's the rebounding. And he was efficient from the field, 9 for 15, which is why I was saying pregame that I wouldn't mind bringing him off the bench. I think he's definitely an asset for us. I don't necessarily want to trade him, but I do believe that he needs more shots. And tonight he got 15 of those things up there, and he made 9 of them. So again, he continues to be efficient. It's just we need a higher volume, and I think he'll get that more consistently off the bench, honestly. But all in all, guys, this Laker team, again, showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart that we were lacking the last game and the game before that. We got blown out back-to-back games versus the Mavericks and then the last game as well. And I thought, honestly, it was going to be another one of those cases. Although I said pregame, I felt like the way this team has been trending, we've been up and down all year, right? And meaning that I felt like today might have been an up day, and it was. And I think the next two games we're probably going to win And it's whatever happens after that. We got to build a real identity and a real consistency. This was the 7th best defensive team in the NBA. Okay, so it's not like we beat some scrubs. Yes, I know they didn't have Jimmy Butler, but honestly, they might be playing better without him because the chemistry is flowing, and when he's on there, it could be a distraction based on everything that's going on right now, man. Let's see, my guy Fresh Freeport. I appreciate that, my guy. He said, Dan, the man, my favorite Laker YouTuber. He said, finally we win. Did you see Pat Riley in the seats? Something in the making. You know what? I was just between playback and being on Twitter and multitasking. I didn't see Pat Riley in the seats. But you know what? I would love to have that for the Lakers to have that conversation for Jimmy Buckets. I would love it. And I mentioned it the other night when he was at the ceremony, right? At Cooper Cup's jersey retirement ceremony. And I wouldn't be shocked if I've been saying this since the Jimmy Butler rumors came out. We could be a dark horse to pull off something. However, I'm not expecting it at this point, right? But a lot of times it's the stuff you don't expect and the stuff we don't see coming that end up happening. Like a lot of people didn't mention Dorian Finney-Smith, right, as a viable option for the Lakers. I always liked him. I still do. I think when he gets inserted to the starting lineup, he's going to be tremendous. But yeah, look, all in all, Rob still got his work cut out for him because, yes, we beat the Heat. We beat the Heat and all that. All that is dandy, but some of the tendencies we had in the first half were really bad. We got to get rid of those. There's going to be a lot of games where we're not able to come back on a more elite team, right? We're not going to be able to make that full comeback. We're lucky that we got hot at the right time when we did in the third, and we capitalized off of that. But we still have a lot of room for growth, Laker family. Lots and lots of room for growth, and I hope that we do make a trade to get a backup big, because, again, tonight we were out-rebounded. 37 and 34. We give up tons of offensive rebounds. And if you notice, most of those happen when our guy Jackson Hayes is out there. When he is out there, we give up tons of offensive rebounds, right? Which tells me he might not be the right guy for the job, to be quite frank. I don't think he is. Let's see Jackson Hayes' stats tonight. Jackson Hayes was 2 for 3 from the field. He had 2 buckets around the basket. But he only got 1 rebound in 14 minutes. That's not going to cut it. Again, that underlines our need for actual bigs that get rebounds. And again, we just cut Quincy Oliveri and signed a big, but I don't know. I don't know if that was the answer right there. Just B Channel says, boy, I wish we could bring Riley back home like I wish we did for the late, great Jerry West. Yeah, man. Look, Pat Riley's phenomenal, but sometimes you have to understand that egos just don't mesh well, and people have to go their own ways. It's just the way it goes sometimes. And as great as he was here as a head coach, and as great as he's been in Miami, it is what it is. Can they be consistent? Right now, no, Leon. Right now, we have not been consistent all year, and until they show us otherwise, we can't say yes. However, I still feel like we're a move away from being a way better team than we are right now. Maybe even a true contender, depending on what that move is. But we need to shore up that big man. Every night we're getting out rebounded. Tonight we won. We had 7 turnovers. We took care of the ball tonight. Credit to the Lakers for that. That was a huge reason why we won. However, when those flaws are glaring, we got to win the little things. That's the free throw battle, the rebounding battle, the turnover battle. It's the little things that get you these wins, right? But shout out to the Lakers today for taking care of the ball. LeBron only had 2 turnovers. Definitely took care of the ball versus a very good defensive team. Austin Reeves only had 1 turnover. Took great care of the ball. And he had 14 assists to go with that. So both of those guys who were struggled the last game, taking care of the ball, saying like we need more of that consistently. But I want us to start winning the rebound battle. And I don't think we can do that with Jackson Hayes as our primary backup. Can't wait for Christian Wood and Vandal to come back, though. That's the only thing that gives me some hope with the current roster we have, is that if those guys come back, maybe we can reestablish ourselves as a well-rounded team. But right now, there's a glaring issue in the paint. It continues to be that, right? However, I did like how we didn't settle tonight. I thought that was exceptional. We had 60-plus points in the paint to their 30. So that's always going to win. Rock always beats scissors. Remember that. Got to go strong to the paint. Let's see. Dan, we did beat the Blazers and the Hawks for this new year. All right. Thank you guys for addressing that. I appreciate it. Let's see. Swizz TV, how you doing, my brother? Good to see you. He said, to be honest, I think they're going to roll with this team, especially when Woods and Vando come back. It won't be no trade. I honestly don't know. This front office has been the most unpredictable that I have ever seen in my 27 plus years, 28 years now, I think, if I didn't lose count of being a Laker fan. This has been the most unpredictable front office. I have no clue what they're going to do. The only thing I can do is hope that they address that big man position, because we're risking a major injury to AD. And what happens if AD gets hurt? Our season is over. Same thing with LeBron. LeBron had to put on his cape again tonight and save us. All right. So the rest of the team has to step up, and there might need to be a trade or two that needs to happen still to address some of that stuff, guys. One win is not going to change my mind. I still feel the same way before the game, and I still feel the same way after. We're an okay team right now. We're just above waters. I want us to be 10 games, 15 games above 500, 20 games. And I don't know if this team has the makeup. Again, we're going to have to see when Vando comes back and see Wood and all of them. Maybe I'm wrong, and they're the final pieces we need. But right now, I just don't see it. And I don't think this team has the makeup to be a true contender right now, unless we address that big man and maybe even the backup guard position. Maybe. But I'll say this. On the bright side, if Gabe Vincent can give us more of this, which I doubted, but if Gabe Vincent can be 6 for 9 for 10 to 14 points, stuff like that, it's going to help our bench production tremendously. And you would think he's a guard with a green light on the Lakers coming off the bench. We actually got to see a little bit of Shake Milton tonight. He didn't look so hot. Looked like he was forcing the issue since he hadn't played the last couple games. But we have some decent guard play. It's all about if they put it together and at the right time, because we're going to need production in the playoffs. If these guys go and disappear, then it's wraps, right? But there's a lot to be desired from this front office. This win doesn't trick me into thinking that everything is fine and dandy. Trades, and utilizing the assets we have to the maximum of their abilities is what's going to convince me, right? It says here, Rob moves feel like a fake rebuild. Yeah, look, I like the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, but we need more. We need more, especially from the big man position. They need to play Jameson next game in place of Hayes to see what he can do. We need to see if letting go of Quincy was worth it. Well, I'll tell you what, Prince, I already don't believe it was worth it, but I don't think one game will convince me otherwise. Like, this guy would have to become a part of the actual rotation and an actual contract spot for me to really feel like it was worth it, because I think Quincy, and I think all of us Laker fans thought Quincy was going to be a major part of our future. Thank you so much, Kimiko. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Get DeJounte Murray. Well, what would the Pelicans want for DeJounte Murray? Because it all depends. I like DeJounte Murray. Sure. What is the asking price? Is it going to be reasonable? Is it going to be crazy? What is going to be the asking price, right? Who's your main target you want that's realistic? At this point, we missed out on a major player right now, the big man from the Charlotte Hornets that got traded to the Suns, right? We missed out on him. For me, realistically, Robert Williams, Time Lord from the Portland Trailblazers could be realistic. My pipe dream scenario, still Walker Kessler. If we can come to an agreement before the trade deadline, that'll be huge. But those are the type of guys I want. I want rim protecting bigs who can set tough screens, rebound, box out, and do, somebody who can put a dent in players like Aquaman, right? Like them type of players. Because we really struggled this year when we went against the Rockets versus older big men that are old school. We can't do this, man, because we're going to go up against some elite ones in the playoffs, and then what? We won't have nobody to save us. No Dwight Howards, no JaVale. And AD will be left alone in the island getting battered, broken down, and beaten. And I can't personally have that. As a Laker fan, that's not going to get us to the championship, right? Let's see. Reports say the Lakers are targeting a guard instead of a big. I feel like that's a huge mistake. Yeah, I agree with that. If those reports are true, I want no part of that. Because I feel like we have plenty of good guard play, even though we just got rid of one. Heck, Devontae Graham is in the sitting right there in the G League if you really need to go get a guard. You just have to clear roster spots at this point. The best way to do that is to include multiple players for one big man. And then go out and grab a Markelle Fultz, go out and grab a Devontae Graham, go out and grab a player like that. Should have been Quincy, but I guess they didn't feel like he was a part of the future. He said, I want to come up and chop it up on Friday. I'm in the hospital, but I want to come on and give my opinion. Hey, man, I will be opening up the phone lines on Friday. If we hit my goal of 350 likes in this video, I would have opened up the phone lines now, or my donation goal, which we're not going to hit. But regardless, we'll make it happen Friday for sure. Swiss TV, and hopefully I'll see you then, man. I can't wait to hear your opinion, my guy. And get well soon, brother. Get well soon. Prayers and thoughts with you, man. He said, I'd still move Reeves to the 2 and get a legit two-way point guard like DeJounte Murray, because that will help Reeves stay aggressive. I think Reeves is doing just fine at his position, to be honest with you. I don't think that's so much as a need as people making it out to seem. So I'm agreed to disagree on you with that one. I mean, if you look at tonight, his production was great. Tonight, Austin Reeves had 14 assists, 14 points. So that accounts for more than 30 points right there. That's like 40-something right there. He had 3 steals as well, even though they're still hunting him on the defensive end. He's still very active. He had 3 steals and 3 rebounds. Need more on the rebounds. He was doing a great job last week, but I can't ask for too much when he's given a lot of effort on other places. I think he's doing just fine as a starting point guard. I don't think we need another point guard. What we truly need is a big man to anchor down low alongside with Anthony Davis, and then to play backup in spurts as well. Because, man, we just don't have a go-to. Once Jackson Hayes comes in, our defense just falls off a cliff, right? It just does. And even though we made a run today with him on the court, he didn't have too much to do with that. It was more so the guards were scrappy. Shout out to guys like Max Christie, AR, and everybody who was getting scrappy. Even Gabe Vincent had a tremendous game. So the guards kind of made that run happen by scrambling out there on the perimeter and turning them over and making things happen, right? Let's see here. Dan, you see LeBron didn't look at what JJ drew up, and then he had the team run his own play. Well, you know what, Dayton? If that continues to happen, then his reputation will be tarnished. He'll be known as a coach killer. So, you know, it's one of them things, man. It's one of them things. Let's see. My thing is Reeves can be turnover prone on ball pressure. I don't hate Reeves at least at the 1, but we should still get DeJounte Murray. Reeves is your 4th option, would be great. I don't mind DeJounte. Again, depending on what the asking price is, I'd be okay with that. No Cam Reddish. Did he play tonight? I don't think he played tonight. Let me go check. I will double check that for you. That's a good question. I didn't even notice if he was on. No Cam Reddish. DNP coach's decision. So, yeah, he didn't play tonight, but he kind of had a shitty game last game. So, this is the way that JJ tends to get through to his players. He tends to bench them and really make them think about how they can contribute. And then when they get PT, sometimes they come out and they play with more effort and more energy. So, yeah, no Cam Reddish tonight. Again, no Dorian Finney-Smith. We went with who we went. We actually, I think, he probably gave those minutes to Shake Milton tonight. So, yeah. D Prince says, yes, I'm pivoting to Robert Williams at this point if I'm the front office. Then the backup option is either Vucevic or, worst case scenario, Jonas Valanciunas. Well, honestly, I don't think excuse me. I don't think Jonas is as bad as a worst case scenario as people make him seem to be. Like, I think Jonas would actually be good. He's a big body. He can gobble up rebounds. He can set tough screens. He can score on the inside, right? So, yeah, I don't think people give him the credit that he deserves as a ball player. I know he's in Washington right now, but remember how much we wanted him when he was with the Grizzlies? Like, this dude is he's a hooper, man. He's not who we want as a rim protector or anything like that, but he definitely can get some buckets here and there and do some things. I wouldn't mind him coming off the bench especially, right? By the way, since we're having a good time and we won, I don't know if you guys saw this, but that was the dunk of the year tonight, and it didn't involve the Lakers, guys. And I'm not a fan of this guy's personality, but I damn sure I'm a fan of his game. Check this fucking play out here, man. Disgusting. Ja Morant. Ja in the late game situation. Oh my God. Did y'all see that? Hold up. Let me make it bigger. Hold up. Did y'all see this shit, y'all? I got to make another NBA Weekly episode. Look at this. Oh. That right there might just be the dunk of the damn last 10 years. Oh my, that's almost as impressive as the Vince Carter one, yo. Almost as impressive as the Vince Carter one when he dunked over that big man. My goodness, man. Some NBA action going on today. That one completely took my attention away from the Laker game momentarily when it happened. But wow, this dude is extremely explosive. I never thought Wemby would get posterized like that by a guard. I've seen him get posterized by big men. I think he got posterized twice in this game. I think it was the rookie, right? The big man from the Grizzlies, and then now Ja. But the Ja one was insane, y'all. Insane. Let's see. Keith says the Lakers need to battle the fourth quarter and play like this for the rest of the season. I agree, Keith. He says a great team win and much needed win. Ja is a freak of nature, bro. That was insane dunk. Like I didn't. It's almost like a video game at this point. My goodness, his dunk rating got to be at 100 on 2K. Let's see. Jibu Wrestling says, Dan, I got a question. Would you put Kobe over Kareem? Just asking because me and a friend got into a big debate over it. I'm curious what you think. Yes. Yes, I would. Kobe Bryant is the greatest shooting guard of all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest center of all time. So it is a fair argument for sure. But I'm taking the player that can do on both ends of the floor and just take over a game completely. Now, the Cap had the most unstoppable shot of all time, which was the hook shot. Don't get it wrong. But Kobe Bryant, man, when you mix the swagger, the killer instinct, the footwork, the ability to keep getting better in spite of getting older, the ability to keep learning from greats like Hakeem Olajuwon, the ability to win championships with two different sets of teammates, the ability to go off on any given night and save a whole ball game by himself, the ability to lock up on the other end as well, and play make. If we're looking pound for pound, I got to go Kobe. And it is a tough debate. It's not easy either because Kareem, again, the most unstoppable shot in the history of basketball, the sky hook. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the greatest scorer of all time up until recently, until LeBron passed him. But even still, in last seasons, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had that record than LeBron in last season. So it tells you how unstoppable he was as a bucket getter. He was a force. And in my opinion, the greatest center to ever live. Not the most dominant. That's got to be Shaq Diesel. But the greatest center to ever live for me. Regardless, man, you can't go wrong with either choice. I never really get on people unless they fully disrespect one of the greats like Kobe and don't even put him in the top 5. Then I get on your head about it. But outside of that, you could put whoever you want there. For me, it's going to be Kobe for sure. Yeah, I remember that. That was nasty too when he went baseline. Insane, man. Insane. Let's see. The timing has to be perfect given his vertical. Bro, that dunk is a once-in-a-lifetime dunk. But Ja Morant, since his rookie season, since he came out of Murray State, he's been attempting these posters. I remember when people used to criticize him for it. And I do fear for his health, I will say that, because a lot of the players that have his build, like the Derrick Roses of the world, the John Walls, they end up really hurt. But this guy is fearless, and I'm not mad at him for that. I don't like his off-court antics and the poor leadership he displays from time to time, but outside of that, he is insane, man. Insane. Yes, Anthony, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You can make that case for sure. What's a random player from the OG Cavs team Bron was on you'd love for this team? Fun question. It's a good question. OG player from the old Cavs team. Kyrie Irving. Simple. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is one of my favorite guards of all time. If we had prime Kyrie Irving on this team, it's curtains for the rest of the league. If we had prime Kyrie Irving right now, with that skill set, that crossover, that ability, he's like a Dollar General version of Kobe. And what I mean by that is, no disrespect, Kobe's always going to be my GOAT, but what I mean is like he ripped a lot of his game, from the footwork to the turnaround jump shots, the degree of difficulty of shots he makes, the fearlessness. He ripped a lot of his game. So big fan of Kyrie's. Even though he disappointed me when they went up in the finals against the Celtics, I expected that series to be a lot closer and eventually Kyrie to clutch it out with Luka, two of the clutcher players. Disappointed I wasn't him, but he's still one of my favorite guards of all time for sure. Prince says, I like Ja's skill, but his attitude is what made me dislike him. But of course, The talent is never a question. Yeah, John Morant's always listen. I was this close to purchasing his jersey. If he didn't open his mouth and say that he can't stand Laker fans and are banana yellow or whatever, I would have bought his jersey. But never will I even consider it after that, unless he became a Laker by some crazy miracle in his prime, right? Won't happen. But yeah. Let's see. MJ, LeBron, Kareem, Kobe, Bird, Magic, Shaq. That's a great list. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. He said, I'm not talking the second stint, Dan. I'm talking 03 versus 2010 Cavs team. Well, that the old people like to discredit those teams because they want to credit LeBron. They want to throw more fuel to the fire. So what people will do is they will discredit a lot of those good players in order to elevate their favorite player status. But Mo Williams was having all-star seasons. Big C's, Zydrunas Ilgauskas will probably be the player that I would take because we need size on this team. But I like Mo Williams. I like Antoine Jameson during his stint there. I actually like that Cavs team. Boobie Gibson was a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, Big Z, Zydrunas Ilgauskas would fit perfectly with what we're trying to do here. Rim protector, can space the floor, has a back-to-the-basket game, and a great wingspan for rebounding and defense. So yeah, that's probably the one that I would want here. Drew Gooden was even good back then. I remember him. Channing Frye was decent. Yes, sir. He said, if Dylan Brooks' fault he influenced him, nah, man. Look, at one point, you're your own man. You can't really, you know what I'm saying? You can't really blame people for your conduct. Once you're over 21, you're a grown man. Everything Ja has done, he has apparently owned up to it, but then he goes back to doing it. So I just hope he eventually matures and becomes likable. His game is very likable. If only he was humble to go with that, I think he would have had he definitely would have had a fan in me. I was a big fan till he started, doing all the little twerking stuff and the hating on Laker fans and talking shit to LeBron and saying it was their time and all this dumb stuff they started doing. They made themselves unlikable. I don't make the rules. That's just how I feel about him. But is he a great player? Yeah, he's a heck of a player. Fun to watch too, for sure. Except when he's playing our team, it's not fun at all. He said Mo Williams stunk it up in the playoffs, and Big Z was in his 30s. They got upgraded because Bron, even Larry Bird said so. Yeah, man, but they were good players. They helped LeBron get to the playoffs, and a lot of those playoff runs, they were big time. So we can't discredit that. So maybe you're right, Dan, but let's be real, man. Those Cavs teams stood no chance, in my opinion, against the Spurs and the Magic and Boston. They fought, but they never got Bron a legit second star, all they needed. Well, to be fair, Cleveland is not a very desirable destination. It wasn't until they got those first overall picks, like what they did when they traded Wiggins for Kevin Love and all of that, they were able to go out and get the stars and through the draft. So LeBron wouldn't have stuck around for the rebuild. So LeBron did what was best for him. The Cavs did what was best for them. And as you can see, man, it's not because they're incompetent in building. Sometimes things just don't land your way. But I thought they had some pretty formidable teams. And, of course, the better teams ended up winning. But I think people want to be harder on the Cavs than they should be. Look what they've built ever since LeBron left. So it's not like they were incompetent, right? And so I will say LeBron was just too young. He wasn't ready to win. He still had weaknesses in his game. He wasn't like a consistent jump shooter. He was primarily an athlete. He can give buckets just with his pure, sheer athleticism, high basketball IQ, and all of that. But he didn't become the complete player till after he left Miami with Wade in them. So I will say that part of that was his growth. He needed to grow and get better. Nobody just comes into the league and dominates. Magic Johnson was an anomaly. Right? Even Michael Jordan had to go through those Detroit Pistons, bad boy Pistons. LeBron James had to go through those Celtics, those pesky, annoying, dirty Celtics, just like Kobe did. It's part of the growth process. So I don't hold that against LeBron. He said, the on-court antics can't judge about the off-court stuff. Facts, bro. Let's see. AR finally cut down on turnovers and bounced back nicely. Well, the inspiration, it wasn't just AR. LeBron cut back on the same turnovers as well. Remember, LeBron had 7. He had 7 turnovers in the last game, more than AR. But, they both cut back down. So that's good news. Let's see. Shando says, what would have happened if KD never went to Golden State? He would have been respected a lot more. Maybe he would have won a chip by himself. and it would have been worth more than both of those championships he won in Golden State put together. To me, Kevin Durant, I used to be a huge fan in Texas. He played with DJ Augustine. I always knew he was going to be special. He's got to be the most offensively gifted, disappointing superstar in the history of the NBA. If he stays with OKC, they probably win. Instead, he joined the team and took the easy route. Won 2 championships, was phenomenal, but he won 2 championships with them. 2 championships nobody's going to remember unless you're a Golden State Warrior fan. Those are 2 of the most unmemorable championships. He joined a 73-win team. Weakest move in NBA history. Disappointed the crap out of me and out of all the other NBA fans. And again, if you're a KD fan, so be it. Or if you're a Warrior fan, so be it. But everybody else, I think he was the biggest disappointment for me as a star. I thought he'd win multiple championships, but I thought he would be the reason, not the cherry on top of the reason. You feel me? Like I really expected KD a lot more from him. So it is what it is. I also expected a lot more from LeBron when he went to Miami, but it is what it is. Both of those moves were weak, in my opinion, both of them. But the weakest one was definitely by far the Warriors move. Will, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, very likable on the court as far as his skill set and his play style, but man, that off-court stuff is just If I had kids, I wouldn't let my kids wear no John Morant jerseys. That shit weak, dog. That's true. That's true, Shando. He never has been a leader, and that's disappointing. But you know what? It is what it is. He's still a champion. You got to respect him for that. But he took the easy route, so I'll never respect that aspect of it. Even Warrior fans don't like it. I'm saying, but Warrior fans got to be grateful because both his legacy and Curry's legacy, they needed each other to get there. You know what I mean? Yeah, they needed each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's see here. Jimmy better not be going to the Phoenix Bums. Honestly, from what I'm hearing, nobody has really moved Pat Riley's needle. This is why I'm saying the Lakers could be a dark horse. Nobody has really moved the needle for Pat Riley. He might end up forcing him to play the rest of the year and just making it awkward for everybody. But Pat Riley is he's a man's man. He's not going to be moved from his king's throne. He's not. Even LeBron James couldn't move him. So what makes you think Jimmy Butler will? All right. Let's see. Final question, y'all. Final question. I will be live tonight over on Playback, gaming with my girl and friends and stuff. So y'all make sure to tap in if y'all into that kind of stuff. Mark Watson says, Dan, what do you think about getting John Collins? Depends on what the asking price is. I like John Collins. What is he averaging? Like 17 and 10? He would be solid. I don't necessarily think he's the piece we need, but he would add to our athleticism, which is somewhere where we lack in the front court. He would definitely help with the rebounding. I've always been a fan of John Collins as he was with the Atlanta Hawks. So I don't think it would be a bad acquisition, depending, though, of course, on what's the piece you're giving up. If you're telling me that Rui for John Collins straight up, I'll do it. Because, we're getting more rebounding. We're getting more interior presence. Although Rui has been sensational from beyond the arc this year. So it would hurt to give him up. But all in all, I do believe we need another front court player to help out AD. Even though I don't think he's necessarily the rim protector we need, I wouldn't mind him, Oh, man, I was just about to get off, but y'all keep bringing the fire questions to keep me here. Make sure y'all hit the like button as well, please. Shandel says, how you compare Powell and AD? Well, first of all, 2 completely different players. AD primary skill set is defense, even though he can score. And Powell primary skill set was offense and playmaking, even though he can defend. You see the difference? So if you put them both together, you get the perfect big man, probably one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. But they're kind of polar opposites. See, Powell, finesse big man, could finish with either hand around the basket. He had an array of moves. He was automatic from the mid-range, and he could also step out and hit the 3. AD, rim protector, rebounder, last line of defense, could switch 1 through 5 and guard positions from time to time, and can get you buckets, and he does get in by default sometimes with this modern NBA. But again, both elite players. I wish you can combine them both, and they would be insane, right? You would have Wemby or something crazy. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of both of them in different respects and different regards. Obviously, AD is a better defender. I wish that Powell had the same defensive prowess that AD has now. And I wish that AD had the footwork, the finishing touch, and the post moves that Powell had back then. So, oof, that would make up just an unstoppable big man for sure. He said this was a tough at first, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You're damn right about that, brother. You're damn skippy is how you finish. And the Lakers finished with a victory, and that's all that matters. Anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Your boy will be on playback tonight, man, getting back on the sticks. So make sure you guys follow, man. Thank you so much, Kimiko. Appreciate you. Thank you for everybody for tapping in. Shout out to all my members on the channel. Shout out to all my subscribers and anybody visiting. Make sure you guys hit the like button and sub if you already have not. I do appreciate it. Lakers go out with a victory. Very happy about that, guys. Not happy about dropping Quincy Oliveri, but let's see how it works out moving forward. I will see you guys here tomorrow. I will have Around the League is back officially for the new year. I will have my guy D Free and a mystery guest. So I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe at around 6 p.m. most likely, Pacific time. So I'll see you guys here for then, and then again Friday for the Lakers game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.